another episode of Those Smack Talking Guys. Full of opinions on games, music, culture, and current events. These guys cover it all while humiliating each other. This is Generation Flip. Don't forget, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. And now, crapping it up, here's your hosts.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Generation Flip Podcast. I'm Flip. We got a great live stream today. It's been a minute since we did the last live stream. If you haven't seen our other episodes of Crypto, check that out. Bringing in my boy, Mr. Big Brown. What's going down, Mr. Brown?
It's all the way live, baby. It's all the way live. What's going on, everybody? Hey, man, you got to excuse me. I'm a little under the weather, y'all. I got a little, I ain't got no COVID. Got a little head cold, but I'm good to go. I ain't never going to stop. This train keeps moving. It's hard to hit a moving target all the time is what I was told. Hey, I'm excited about today, man. I mean, there's so much going on in the world. I'll tell you, man. Where do we start? I mean, do we start at Ukraine? Do we start at Russia? Do we start at the Will Smith slap? Do we start? I mean, it just goes on and on and on. But I'll tell you, I'm excited. We got two of our homies coming in here. We got Marcus and we got Jordan are going to be coming on our show. We're going to just chop it up today. I think we just let it flow, man. I think we go freestyle, and I think we talk about certain things and bring them up. And then if any of the guys or you, Flip, or myself want to, enlighten one of us on a topic or another, I say we do it, man. But I think today's going to be a cool show because we're going to freestyle it today, man. I think we're going to have a good time.
Yeah, we're definitely going to go freestyle on this. But I wish I could share a little audio clip here. It actually, let me just talk about it a little bit. It actually was from Fat Joe. And Fat Joe, he does his little airtime on YouTube and broadcasts it and stuff. And I picked it up. I piggybacked off of what he was talking about. And he was talking about the Grammy Awards, with Will Smith. And he goes on to talk about how this great person that's known throughout the whole world, all right, he's talking about Will Smith, how he just came out of his skin and leashed out at Chris Rock, and he was surprised that Chris Rock held his composure. He goes on to talk about other stuff too. His opinion about what really happened and what went down and stuff. And it was very interesting. Go check that out on Fat Joe's channel there. I wish I could play it for you. I don't know if you guys would be able to hear it anyways. But let me try. Let me see. Let me see if you hear anything. No, you don't hear anything. It won't play.
Yeah, I think I seen that interview. It was kind of him kind of ranting on about what he is.
Man,
no,
this guy.
Okay, the audience could hear that.
How to take a slap challenge?
Maybe.
Chris Rock knows how to win that.
Okay, so basically what he's saying, guys, is in the beginning, he's saying that Chris Rock, he's stunned how he could take a slap challenge. Pretty much that's what he's calling it, a slap challenge from TikTok. You know what I'm saying? So he could take a slap challenge. What do you think about that?
I think he can, and the more and more things come out, like a lot of stuff came out today. The more and more stuff came out, or that came out about this is, he did the right thing, man. He was more of the maturer of the two. And this is my opinion. Everybody's going to have their opinions. But, I think he didn't want to cross that line, and he's not that type of a guy to cross that line. He had great composure. He held himself properly. He did a lot of nice things. He's, I shouldn't say nice things. He just held himself together. And what we got to remember too is a lot of the limelight from this whole thing was taken from Will took it all, right? And you got to remember, Chris Rock's got a family too, man. He's got two beautiful daughters.
Mm-hmm.
You see that and you go, my God, my dad just got slapped on TV. That can't feel good, right? Mm-hmm. That's going to do some emotional damage. Trust me. But when the dust settled like it has now, damage, and the things that went on behind the scenes, I saw an interview today with a gentleman by the name of Will Packer came on, and he was a part of the Oscars. He said that Chris Rock specifically said, "Don't remove him, leave him." it's going to make things worse. And that was on an interview on Good Morning America. So see, a lot of us didn't see that, but they did ask him to leave, and then they were going to escort him out. But Chris Rock told Will Packard and the people, don't leave it. It's going to make things worse. We don't want to make it worse. So when I heard that earlier today, I thought, wow, see, we didn't know that. We just thought they just let him ramble on. So there was a protocol in line to remove him, because you and I both know, if I walk up and slap somebody at Walmart, I'm leaving probably in about 20 minutes in handcuffs. I'm going. That's assault.
Yeah.
Bottom line. Was it warranted? I don't think so, man. I think in this day and age and what we're trying to practice and teach our kids, man, violence doesn't work. If someone says something bad about me, you got to roll it off your back, you know? Someone says something bad about your wife or your mom, it's not a big deal. I'm not going to get in an altercation over it, you know? But some things are easier said than done, and some people are in a different position. He may have a lot on his plate. Who knows what he goes home to at night? Who knows,
I mean, everybody knows he's been dealing with a lot of shit with his wife.
Home, but I do know for a fact also he did deal with something a while back. I think it was like 3 years ago when they had made a comment. Chris Rock had made a comment, something to the effect of Jada was going to boycott the Oscars, and Chris Rock had made a comment. How could you boycott him if you've never been invited? Something to that effect. So it left a little bit bad taste in her mouth. And I think coming into this one, it really just sparked something. But you know, when you watch the playback, you know, Will Smith's giggling and laughing like it's a normal show. But I would imagine he probably got kicked under the table saying, "Handle this, or I'm going to handle you." At least that's my thought. You know? But anyways,
you know, right. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Yeah. So, you know, it's crazy because I'm listening to, and the audience will probably be able to hear this because it goes straight live stream. So he goes on also.
You see it, he smacks him. Chris backs up like he about to go.
Okay, so now he's talking about how he approached Chris Rock, and then Chris Rock kind of like leaned back and he kind of like was anticipating the hit, you know what I mean? So he's aware what's going on, but at the same token, it also looks like he was actually going to swing back. You know, he had that mentality, that movement, that, you know, reaction that he was going to go ahead and do something, you know. But
I think it would have been some type of a retaliation if a second blow was thrown. The first one threw him off guard, man. I mean, the guy's, if you watch it, he's standing there with his hands behind his back, and Will Smith is coming in kind of hot. He's coming in hot, baby. I don't care who you are. If you're coming in hot to me and you don't know what he's going to do, you're going to lean back a little bit. So, I mean, you're going to lean back a little bit if someone's coming in hot. But, you know, I'll tell you what. Let's do this. Let's bring in Marcus and Jordan, and let's get some of their takes. I think it's important that we open this up a little bit.
Let's check this out. Let's try to get these guys in here. So again, you guys that don't know, Marcus, the fly guy, you know, he's a good friend of mine, and we've been knowing each other for a long time. He's been on the show a couple of times in the past. We also have a special guest joining us, like Brown said, Cheesy Gordita Bunch podcast. You could check out their channels. They've been on our show, actually, the beginning of the season with Nicholas Ortiz, comedian Nicholas Ortiz. Great guy. Unfortunately, he's celebrating his anniversary with his girl, which, you know, congrats. Shout out to you, brother. So his co-host, Jordan. We've got Jordan on the mic over here. So let's go ahead and let's welcome these two amazing guys to the show. Welcome, guys. Welcome, fellas.
Hey,
guys.
How you guys doing?
Good afternoon.
Is this Marcus's intro?
Good to be here. Yeah. That's it. If there was intro music to have, that's it. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the show. I know we had a little technical issues, running a little behind schedule, but thank you for taking the time out and joining our show. So
Yeah.
the talk today, man, everybody knows it's been in the air everywhere in the world regarding the Grammy Awards, and with Will Smith versus Chris Rock. We're taking opinions. What you guys think. Let me start with you, Jordan. First time on the show here. What do you think about what's going on, and perhaps what Fat Joe was going about?
I have I think a less popular opinion about this, so I'm gonna share that in a second. But I think first and foremost, like this shit is crazy. Like I
Yeah.
think that's a given, right? Like it's bonkers. And you got what did he win, right? Will like 20 minutes later won
Yeah.
male actor of the year, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we got male actor of the year, and then we got man of the year,
Yeah.
Chris Rock on stage.
Right.
Y'all know he's man of the year, right? Because I'd have whooped his fucking ass. He's better than me. All right, my guy Chris Rock definitely man of the year.
Yeah.
So like that's crazy, bro. Like I think I actually didn't hear some of the Fat Joe stuff, but y'all were like kind of enlighten me a little bit there on that. But man, that's crazy. Like him being like, no, listen, you're gonna make it worse. Like to have the wherewithal
Yeah.
mentally to be able to like see that cause and effect, check your own emotions. Because
Right.
I don't know about y'all, but when people press me, I'm like, listen, you don't want the smoke. Like, what the fuck
Right.
is the
Well,
problem?
all eyes,
You know,
all
like,
eyes. You know what I mean? All eyes were on
Yeah,
everybody there. So you would have to
man,
watch
you
your
know what I mean?
step.
Like,
Yeah.
dude, 100%. Like, and I got pride, a little bit of ego. You know what I'm saying? If you want to touch me, I'm touching back. Like, you know.
Yeah.
And so I think it's pretty incredible. But you know what, man? I try not. Here's what I think about the whole situation. You know, actually, like I think first off, I think this shit's crazy, and honestly, it's a little bit hilarious to me, if I'm being honest. But it's I tend not to judge too much right or wrong because honestly, it's hard to know what the hell is actually really going on. There's so much context we probably don't even have. Like we don't even know the depth of Chris and
Right.
Will Smith's relationship, right? They might have
Right.
some sort of agreement, that he might have breached, right? They could have talked about, something in the past. Obviously, they were really offended and open, openly like expressed that she is insecure about, her hair situation. So the joke came pretty tough. She didn't like it. I didn't see he laughed, right, but I never saw her look at him and then his face change. I never saw that. Was there actual footage of that?
No, I don't think that it was. I would love to have seen that footage because I don't know. I just think because
Well,
something.
there is. It actually was out there. She made her look.
Well, yeah, but not after. Not after.
Did she look? Did she look at Will though, like yo, and then he
You better
changed? 'Cause I
handle
never
it.
saw that.
Well,
Yeah.
look,
Yeah, I never saw the.
I'm not going to knock the girl down. Okay, she's a talented young, woman there. But let me tell you, she gave that look like you better go do something about that. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the look she gave.
Because I
to
never
Will.
saw it at him though.
Like,
Yeah.
what are you going to
I never
do?
saw it.
I mean, come on. If you have girls at home, you have your wives, you have your fiancés, you
Yeah.
tell me, turn around and tell me that if that girl doesn't turn around and give you the look,
He ain't going.
you know what I'm saying?
He ain't going up.
Exactly.
Well, here's what I think, man. Overall, I think it's difficult to like really gauge some right or wrong in all of this shit because here's the thing. A lot of people be going in on how like Jada has done Will dirty and she didn't like, slept with other dudes and all this shit, And then everybody wants to act like Will shouldn't even be standing up. That's a narrative that I've heard over and over again. That's fucking bullshit to me. And the reason I say that is because number one, we know Will ain't perfect, and we know he done his own things because you don't have a marriage that's falling apart without two people not doing they shit together, right? Like it's two sides to every story. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Like people can have like it could be one side of it where somebody really is off the rail, but in most cases, there's two sides to every story. So like people saying he shouldn't be standing up for her and all this other shit, that's crazy to me because forgiveness is this internal journey. right? It's like this thing that's between you and you, and it's a freeing of for yourself. So I think it's really interesting that he has a public display on, there's a public opinion on this internal thing that has nothing to do with anybody else. Like if you want to forgive somebody for doing you dirty, you know what I mean? Like that's between you and maybe that person.
Well, that's
but
their
definitely
personal
yourself,
life.
because
Yeah, that's their personal
right.
life, Jordan.
But you
So
also got to remember, every year since this came out, the job of the host is to rip people every year. And that's what they
yeah,
do.
yeah.
Their job, and you got to be able to take. And listen, honestly, when I heard that comment made, that to me that was a compliment because GIJ was a bad bitch.
Yeah.
She was a badass.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
I
yeah.
was
I mean,
like,
you're not
oh,
wrong.
that's a cool. I didn't take it as, he didn't say something crazy like, just something ridiculous to really bash her. I don't take that. I can't take that as a bash. I'm sorry. I love all women, and I love women with short hair. I've seen interviews with Jada saying, "I don't care what people say about my hair. This is the way I wear it, and I love it." I don't. So I disagree with that. But then again, we're not talking. These guys are the elite, right? I would call them the elite. I would call Will Smith an elite guy. I would call Jada maybe an elite lady, but she's up there. You got to be able to take that stuff, man. You got to be able to
I
handle
agree
little,
though.
little things. And for someone to say, like, I have a girlfriend. She's 28, and we debated on this thing, and she had made a comment to me like, "Oh, you wouldn't go up and do." I was like, "Are you out of your goddamn mind? I'm a freaking. I'm Will
That's
Smith.
right.
I am a
That's
superstar.
right.
And you know what? And I would look at my wife and say, "Hey, listen, hey, relax. It's a fucking joke, baby. Don't
Right.
sweat it.
Be in charge.
Be in charge. Be large and in charge,
Yeah.
right?" And she's like, "Really? You wouldn't do?" I said, "Are you? So you would want me to lose millions or my career to go up and slap somebody to make you feel good? You're out your goddamn mind.
Right. Right.
Out of your goddamn mind.
feel
You
And,
know what I
and
mean?
and if the argument has something to do with loyalty, then he doesn't know
What loyalty
what
is
exactly you're talking about, because
exactly
the truth is, I feel like one of the things that I know for sure is I can talk about not what I've heard.
right.
My grandparents and parents would always say, the term was like, baby, don't talk about what you heard now, baby. Talk about what you know.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
and so I'm gonna
Yeah.
jump in if I can, and not talk about what I've heard.
Right.
But I'm about to talk about what I know.
There we go.
Yeah. Here we go. That makes me.
Preach.
I need some music. Hold on, check it out.
Put some. Hey, get him his theme song. Flip. Come on, baby.
I got
Put his
that,
theme on
man. You want your music?
Arr, arr.
Hey,
Market's gonna give it to you. Market's gonna give it to you.
give it to me, baby.
Okay, give it to us, Marcus.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Uh.
I'm sitting there faking like I'm doing that. That should have been Will. That was Will back when he was playing Ali. Key word,
Right.
when he was playing Ali.
Exactly.
You are not Muhammad Ali.
Right.
Let's get that thing straightened out. But no, let me tell you something. I think I can go back. If we check and Lord have mercy, you'll see me if you check season 1 or season 2 Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I did an episode called Pool Hustler, and I was the awkward kid in that. I don't know if I wasn't really that young of a kid, but I played an awkward one with a big old giant flat top, and I had 1 or 2 lines, but I was all throughout the scene, and some of that mess, 1 or 2 lines got cut. I don't care, they still paid me.
Right. Right.
But needless to say, I got an opportunity to meet Will Smith. And if I go to back then, I will tell you that I remember a very chill, scared, young man, had a nice girlfriend at the time, as I recall. His dressing room, but I remember looked much like that of who he is. Fresh Prince, of Bel Air. It was really, late, but he was very young at the time. He was about Will was like 19, maybe 20 years old, back when that happened, and you guys I'm gonna keep talking, but you're gonna see me walking because I got a normal life, and I'm gonna talk to y'all and take my daughter to her gymnastics class.
You got it. You got it. I like that.
Yeah. Much do. So one of the things that I recall that I definitely remember about the young man is that, definitely chill, cool kind of a guy, easygoing, and I felt like when he did his recent biography, where he talked about, his nervous, his scaredness. I feel like when he first maybe came into, the industry, I feel like that's very much, who he is. He's always been that way. When all the Hollywood kids were getting together, and going to pizza and going to things like that, he wasn't there. And I remember something. I feel like I'm about to say something that's a little wild, but I remember when everyone used to be all together, including Alfonso Ribeiro, who played his brother on the show. Carlton, Alfonso was far from that character that he played,
Right.
but Will didn't go. And then, of course, I started hearing things like, well, how Will got the job, and thought, no, well, he's Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Well, no, there was some Hollywood inside stuff going on, I had no idea, but I don't want to say that I've been green, when it comes down to this, but let me just go ahead and say, yeah. Did something strange happen between him?
We're losing his
Yeah,
connection.
you're losing your connection, man. When you're doing a stream like this, you got to stay still.
Oh, we lost them, guys.
Yeah, we lost
Hey,
them.
I'm looking at that episode of Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I think I see Marcus in a burgundy sweater, dude. It's hilarious.
Yeah, he's there.
That's
He's in
hilarious.
there.
Yeah.
He's in there. So,
Yeah.
Well,
again, guys.
I actually think I know what he was about to say because I was listening to something recently because I actually, funny enough, I actually have.
Oh, there he's
his-
back. He's back.
I have his book right here. I'm reading the shit right now.
Yeah,
Hey,
So
and I'll tell you something. This is a young man who I think now in his late 40s is where he's at in his life. I think for some strange reason, he's trying to prove some kind of a point. I don't know what it is. I know
Right.
Chris Rock has been around forever, and God bless Chris Rock's daughters for having to endure this and see their dad
Exactly.
to go through this. This is what this has got to be an emotional scar for them as well.
Yep.
This is their dad, for God's
Yep.
sake.
Well, let me
I'm
intervene.
dealing with
Let me
this,
intervene
and
right
I
here,
really love-
Marcus. Let me intervene on this, Marcus, because
Sure.
I believe Chris Rock's on tour right now, and I'm sure he's talking about what had went down, and I'm sure it's probably sold out by now because of all this publicity that's going on. The dude is making more money.
Yeah, but it's not
Bro,
by
he-
choice.
he-
It's
really
not by
winning.
choice,
Yeah, he's
but
already loaded.
my man is making more money.
Not by choice, brother. Trust me.
Special. He could do a whole special called The Slap if he felt like it. It
Yeah.
would be, and it would
Yeah.
kill on Netflix. So, at
Yeah.
the end of the day, he could come out on top for sure.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
definitely.
think I wouldn't take a slap for that. I know he would. There's no way in heck that guy's got enough money as it is. He's successful. He's one of the goats. He's up there with Chappelle. That guy's been
Absolutely.
doing
I
it for
mean,
30
you're right.
years.
I'm just saying,
Chris
he
Chris
can definitely
Rock.
turn it into whatever he wanted to, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Chris Rock's. Listen, I think I think most men would probably agree that Chris Rock right now deserves quite the award. Simply for
Man
for
of the
being
year.
able,
Shit.
Yeah.
simply for being bold enough to endure this and bold enough to stand on the stage after someone has literally bitch slapped you.
Right.
And then you're still standing there and you're smart enough to remember your family and remember why you're there and remember your contract and to be able to say, no, I'm going to finish my step, like a professional would do. And then,
We got a bad connection, buddy. Marcus, Got a bad
You know,
connection there, bud.
yeah.
You're moving around too much.
Okay, what about
Yeah.
now? Is this better?
You're still bad connection, my man.
I think you lost him. No, he froze up. He don't.
Yeah, he's.
Are we here?
You there? Yeah, but you're breaking up really bad.
I'm right here.
Oh, we lost the other kid too.
Oh,
Oh no, there he's back. Sorry for the little technical difficulties, peeps.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
no,
on their cell phones. That's why.
Yeah. That's all right. That's all right. But
It's all good.
yeah, and we get the gist of what's going on that.
Most
Let's see
def,
what
most
happens.
def. So let me
Oh, there we
take you.
go.
Let me while we get them back in here, while they get back in here, but let me explain a little about what Fat Joe was talking about on his thing. So he's talking about. He also talks about how Chris Rock. He admires Chris Rock for taking the blow like that. He admires him to keeping his composure, and he also acknowledges, and this is trippy, Brown, because he also acknowledged how the Grammys handled it. And I was like, what? How they handled it? I mean, yeah, they had a reputation to look after. They got that reputation to look after. But, Brown, they let Will Smith continue with his speech and everything after the fact that went down. I personally, and I'm sure other people are out there, feel very, very nasty about that.
It was all to the fact that allowed him to do it was Chris Rock. I just told you, I saw an interview with Will Packer. He's one of the head guys on the Oscars. And they told him to leave. He didn't want to leave. Then they were going to usher him out, and Chris Rock said, don't. Leave him. Two wrongs aren't this. If you usher him out, it's going to make this thing worse than what it is. So Chris Rock, it just came out today. Chris Rock was the one that allowed him to stay. Chris Rock was the one that said, leave him. Let's finish the show.
Better than me.
But let me say this also. Okay, now you have this whole event that went down and took place, but you're taking away from everybody else, man. The focus was just on them. That's what went wrong. That's
Questlove. Questlove is the one that got screwed because Quest won. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Marcus. You there?
no, I was going to say, I had an opportunity. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're breaking up bad,
Can you hear
bro.
me?
You're breaking up really bad.
Yeah, you're breaking
Okay,
up really bad.
you know,
Oh, sorry about that, guys. You know, we'll try to get him back a little later, but he's breaking up so bad. I do apologize for that. But yeah, let me you know, we still got Jordan. So I mean, what do you think about that? You think the Grammys? I know they have a reputation to look after. You think that it was right for them to continue the event?
I mean, I, you know, honestly, it's difficult to say, but I think that the way that I think that Chris Rock saying that, if I'm the Grammys, I'm gonna trust him because he's got so much experience. He's been in the game forever. He's been on stages forever, and it's not like he hasn't been in fucked up situations where he's caused problems or you know what I mean. I'm trusting his insight and his wisdom on that. And if he said like, "Hey, look, we're gonna make it worse," like honestly, yeah, leave him. Honestly, the absolute best situation is to not retaliate whatsoever.
Right.
But I mean, unless you feel obligated to hold Will Smith accountable for assaulting a man on television in front of millions of people, you know, unless you really feel like you want to hold him accountable for that shit.
Yeah.
If that's not the MO, I think they handled it like as gracefully as possible.
I believe they did.
I mean, he still had to come on stage.
Right.
Yeah. I think he got on stage. The fact that he still got to get on stage and give a speech. Now it was a little weird what is it, Anthony Anderson? No, Anthony Anderson. Anthony, the what's the old white dude, the bald one that was like mentioned something about Will Smith later on during the show. Anthony something. He's like he got an accent or something. He's like British or something.
That's Anthony Hopkins.
Is that, yeah, that's his name, right?
Yeah, Hopkins. Yeah.
Yeah. So he said something that was really weird, like basically like telling made me feel like he said he was cool, like that Will Smith was cool, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like that shit was not cool.
Well, for many years, I thought, I like the dude, you know what I mean, the Philly cat, you know what I mean. But when Brown and
Will Smith is from Philadelphia, bro. You know what I mean? Like he is from Philly.
Right.
People forget. You know what I mean?
Well, when I talked to Brown yesterday, we talked about about coming on having the show, and I told Brown, man, I like Will. He was just offending his wife. You know what I'm saying? But then if you look at it, he was fucking laughing when he said the joke, and then he looked at his old lady, and then he was like,
gotta go.
Yeah, this is my time. I got to get up and do something about this. I mean,
she's the alpha male in the relationship. That's obvious.
Obviously, man.
She's the alpha male.
And Brown and I talked. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna. You know what? Fuck this, Brown. I'm gonna just say it, man. I think she's a beautiful lady, yeah, but I think he's out of her league. He's a nice dude, bro. He's a nice dude. He got his shit going. He forgave her for all the shit that she did.
That's called weak, bro. That's called weakness.
Well, I wouldn't say weak. I would say he actually loves her. You know what I mean? He actually loves her. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but I
get
know, man.
that. But
listen, I'm the kind of cat. This is me. I'm the kind of cat. If my lady does shit like that, I gotta go. I gotta bounce.
Well,
I just can't.
Well, Brown.
You know how many women are out there in the world? Do you know how many women are out there in the world?
Yeah, but they weren't even together, man. During that shit, they were separated and shit. And it wasn't like Will wasn't doing his own shit, but August Alsina or whatever was public. You know what I mean? That's really what happened. Because I'm willing to bet, pun intended, that shit he was doing the same shit she was doing, but her shit was just public. I'm willing to bet that.
Could be.
Let's see if we get Marcus back here. Let's see.
Man, Will Smith.
Marcus, you there?
Will's got the paper, dog. You can do whatever you want. You ain't got to deal with that shit.
Marcus, you there?
Will could get whatever he wants. So
you got to unmute.
You have to unmute your mic.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm different, man. I don't know. You're right. I mean, I see your point, but and they like to play that whole ride to die shit like that's on Bad Boys too. I'm not buying it, man. I'm not buying that shit, man. I'm just saying, dude. If you're the alpha male, you're running the show, man. You're doing what you do, and things come together. And I think that's the problem in relationships. That you have to establish somewhat of a pecking order to a certain extent, right? I don't know. I would have just told my lady if she'd have given me hey, I would have said settle down.
Well, let me tell you this, Brown.
If it was me, I probably wouldn't have even seen it. I'd have been laughing too hard.
Yeah.
Bro, she'd have been pissing me later, and I'd have had to eat that shit.
Right.
I'd have been dying. I might have tapped her. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
And still missed it.
But that's what most people would have done.
Right.
I mean, that's why this is so out of touch. Let me listen, guys. Let me take it to another level. This year was so interesting because I had an opportunity to do a red carpet, at a Cedric the Entertainer's Oscar party, and a lot of the black celebrities that were there were definitely talking about this as it being something that's embarrassing, as it being something that makes black culture look bad, as it being something that's so hurtful and disrespectful to Will Packard, for being one of the first African Americans ever to get an opportunity to produce the entire Oscar Awards.
Right.
And not the Grammys, Chris.
Right.
Flip. But one of the things that I'd have to say is, man, this impacts African American culture because a lot of people who are not black have this stereotypical perspective of African American people of being angry, of being rude, of being, disrespectful, of being vigilant, of being everything but who we really are. And that's something that's created out of fear. And we know this, and we know this because we can think about just a couple of years ago, we saw George, what's his name? George, come on.
Lloyd.
I can't. Floyd. Yeah, George Floyd. Sorry.
Floyd.
It just escaped my mind. George Floyd scenario, where all this stuff happens and we talk about life, Black Lives Matter and all this, and we get together and we play, old videos of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, and we talk about Angela Davis, and we talk about all these things of how we want to move forward, and we do all this, in good taste, to try and move forward, not like we've haven't been forward before, because we have. All you gotta do is look at what happened in Oklahoma, back in the early or the late 1800s or 1900s, of how we had it all, but we took a step back because of people who were jealous, and now here we are, we get an opportunity to do something and to be something in front of the world, and then here you are, someone who is a leader, someone that people who are non-Black look up to.
Right.
Kids look up to.
I can really appreciate that.
So we got. Let's take a moment, really quick. We have Sasha in the chat room, and Alejandro Campos. Thank you for tuning in. Sasha says, she agrees, and that there's many ways to define his wife. And or is it defend his wife? Yeah, there is many ways. He could have just walked on and whispered in his ear and said, "Hey, we're gonna have to take this outside somewhere." You know what I mean? Handle it later on or something. There's many ways. But back to your point, Marcus, talking about how this makes the African American people look bad. Explain that.
Yeah, because listen, we're in a scenario right now. Well, we just finished the George Floyd, situation. Just 20 years ago, we have the situation with Rodney King. We have all kinds of stories of black people, being constantly murdered and being mistreated by the police and other folks, part of the Klan or what have you. And all of this is we're just, individuals who are making the attempt to quote unquote move forward, and as a people, we know who we are, but we also know that there is a large number of individuals who have a certain perspective when they hear the term African American or Black, or even, one of the terms I think a lot of folks who are Black don't like, and that's the term, colored, so to speak, and to have something like that happen, it makes these people who are non-Black simply look at us and say, see, I told you, look at how they are. See, I told you they were violent. See, I told you they were disrespectful. See, I told you they were crooks. I told you they were everything. And this is something that may not be true, but the fact that you did that is going to be, something that people look at for years, and, I like Jim Carrey said it best. He said, I'm not wrong when I say that Chris Rock should sue for $200 million. I say, screw 200 million. Let's break the boy. Sue for 600 million. Yep. He's got it.
Yeah.
Sue for 600 million. You'll come shy, you'll get maybe 450, because this is
what's up, Bashir?
That's going to live on the internet for years. It's going to be talked about. At the end of the year, when they show things that happened in 2022, this is going to be one of them.
Yep.
It's just one of the things. It's one of those things that as we go forward as Black people, it's one of those things that it's one of those things that gets in the way of progress, and it's shameful. And as a Black man, as other Black men will probably agree with me, I'm a little embarrassed.
I feel you, bro. Because I think it's what the white people are going to say now. How they're looking upon many minorities. You know what I mean? Many minorities. I'm going to say not just the white people.
Yeah, there you go.
But we all know.
We all know.
I'm not going to sing anybody out, but we all know that in the Grammy Awards, most of those people are not just colored people. Okay,
right?
They're not just minorities there. They're mostly white people sitting in the Grammy Awards.
Well, you know,
all
and
right?
they finally,
and I'm not.
African Americans finally got to this position where they wanted to be.
Right.
Finally. Right. You got gals that are working behind the scene. You got Will Packard producing it. You got it where you want it. And this fucking guy set it back, man.
Right.
Fucking.
Because
pisses me off.
Because, you know, look, the powers that be, you know, and let's be honest, most of the people that run Hollywood are Jewish, you know, and that's not a mistake. That's not anything bad to say. Yeah. That's a definite fact, you know. And what these folks are going to say is, you know, our advertising dollar is being tampered with when we let things like this happen. And those doggone black people, look at what they did. And it's not just black people. It makes them say, we won't let black people do it again. We won't let Latinos do it. We'll never let Asians. Right. And you can forget about it, you know, if you're, you know, whatever, Indian or whatever. And it's a shame. It's a shame that we have to look at that as an answer, because someone who we thought had common sense showed us that he kind of does not.
Right, exactly.
And that's not to say that's not to say that if there was a white man hosting it and a white man comes up and does what Will Smith did, how would that outcome would be? You know what I'm saying? So it's not. I mean, I'm going to tell you this: it looks bad on the black community when Will Smith did what he did. Now,
because he's a black hero.
Right.
But, you know, a lot of people like Will Smith too, you know what I mean, that would back him up and defend him, saying that he actually was trying to defend his wife. He may have stepped out of line.
Tiffany Haddish.
He may have
said some serious.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But you and I both know she's thuggish, ruggish, baby. She's
yeah.
You know, Tiffany.
Yeah,
I wouldn't expect Tiffany to say anything other than that. But then you go to Wanda Sykes and you listen to what Wanda Sykes said, and she's like, totally. You know what I mean? Wanda Sykes.
Different.
Yeah, she said this guy ruined what we got. You know, and it's. You know, it's just one of those things.
She's been around and in it so much longer, right? Yeah. So she got
she's been around much longer than Tiffany Haddish.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know, and hold on.
But there's a lot of people that definitely whether Tiffany Haddish is like right or wrong and none of that. A lot of people feel how she feels. So I think you're right on that.
There is another group of people who may look at this completely differently. Watch this, because as a black man, I know this type exists. Like I know what type of black man I am. And let me just go ahead and say it. You can look at me and tell. I don't have neck tattoos. I don't have face tattoos. I don't have chest tattoos. I want arm tattoos, but that's it. There is a group of individuals who, when you sing the rap songs, that's who they really are.
Right. Right.
And that group, we might want to call it a little bit more thuggish, a little bit more ruggish. But as a black man, I will be the first one who will stand on top of a tower and stand on a pillar on top of that and tell you, I know, I've been to black churches. I know there's a certain thing as being black and being slightly ghetto.
Right.
That's a thing, you know, and there are women, black, I'm not going to just put it on black women, black, white, Asian, Latin, whatever, who actually have a taste in their mouth for cats like Tupac.
Right.
For cats like 50 Cent.
Right.
For cats like whatever else you want to put in the blank that I know. And I don't want to say, I want to, there's a part of me that wants to say cats like NWA, but you know, Ice Cube has changed quite a bit. Snoop Dogg, who was friends with him, has changed quite a bit. I mean, Suge Knight hasn't changed. He'll show exactly how ghetto he is.
Right.
You know, but what I'm trying to say is that there are people who look at what Will Smith did and say, "Go, girl, that's what I'm talking about."
Yeah.
Protect me, baby. Shoot, that mess made me kind of wet thinking about that.
Yeah, you're like, what? I hear you, man. I hear you. Well, I'm just reading right now. It says here on Vanity Fair that Will Smith today, just hours ago, has resigned from the Academy over the slap.
Resign. Wait a minute. Resign. Excuse me. A couple of hours ago, I just saw it was live. that what they were doing was they were going to suspend him. They were going to suspend him.
He did it prior. Just so it would just make it look like he's saving face. Yeah.
Right.
Oh man, come on, man.
You know, and I saw another thing. I saw another thing that, you know, even if Chris Rock doesn't file charges, the DA can still go after him.
Right.
They don't.
He could press charges on him.
The DA can go after him.
But you know what, Brown? You know what? They probably won't. You know why? Because money talks. Money talks.
Well, that's not fair.
That's money talks. I'm saying that.
Trust me, I've been in poker rooms. I've been in tournaments where I've seen a guy slap another man, and within 5 minutes, he's yanked from the table in handcuffs and off to jail. You know, you try going to slap somebody in Walmart and see what happens. You'll be arrested. You'll go to jail. You know, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Come on, man. We're talking about Will fucking Smith here, man. The smoothest guy in fucking the world, who just peeled out of he went beast mode on Chris Rock.
Yeah, you're tripping and double dipping.
He has the money. He has the money. He would probably not sit in a cell no more than an hour.
That's okay.
If that.
You got to give him a record, though. But
am I wrong? Am I wrong, guys? Am I fucking wrong?
100%.
No, I
100%.
agree.
He probably wouldn't even get into the cell.
I think it'd be better to have the humiliation, but I get it. He won't be in jail that long at all.
Yeah. I think the damage is done, and now let's just see what the repercussions are down the road. Let's see who picks him up for movies. Let's see if he loses endorsements. Let's see what really goes on, because I'm just surprised it took this long for damage.
That's all it is, my guy.
I'm just surprised the damage control.
Yeah, I don't know how much I think he'll face that much when it comes to like some of his contracts and shit. I think a lot of people are gonna lean on like, well, Will, we get it. You know, you were protecting your wife, and you know, I think he can play the card of I'm a protector, which is what he literally talked about in his acceptance speech.
Yeah.
Talking about being and he was up there crying about it. You know what I mean? And because he wasn't escorted out, it kind of it almost validates that he did it, and it almost makes it look like it's okay.
Yes.
So because he wasn't kicked out and he got to accept his award, the public face of it all doesn't make it like, oh, hold on. You mean he beat Rihanna up? No, we got to pull the spearmint joint.
Right.
You know, like that's not the same type. You know.
Yeah.
So I don't think, you know, we'll see, bro. You probably right though. It'll be something. You one way or another.
I like that you said that. Look at what happened when Chris Brown beat up Rihanna.
Exactly. Oh, there's so many.
That's a whole nother line. You know?
Yeah. But there's so many like that there was ramifications, you know, and it's difficult. It's hard to watch. It's hard to understand. And you're going to get different views. It's interesting how we're all on the same page, because usually someone would be on a different page. Flip was on the other page.
I'm still on the other fucking place. You know what? I'm gonna look. Yes, he did wrong by slapping Chris Rock. That was wrong.
You would do that. You would do that for your lady?
But it didn't make it right for fucking Oscar or the Grammys or Oscars to go ahead and let the damn show run.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Oscars and Grammys.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Grammys.
Bro,
Nickelodeon.
It did not make sense for them to let it go on. They should have stopped him, pulled him out, and that's it. End of story. You know what? He's lucky that they didn't strip his fucking Oscar away. He's lucky they didn't strip his Oscar away.
Facts.
It's probably coming.
Facts.
It's probably coming.
You know what I'm saying?
So you're on our side, Flip. You're on our side.
I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle because I feel for Chris Rock too.
Fuck yeah,
it took nothing but courage to stay there in front of the world and get slapped by another man. And on air.
Here's the only thing I'm gonna say about that. Because when you're in a situation where your ego and like your and your pride is being tested like that, man, and somebody tests you in that way, and you look at it and you say, I was actually, because it actually it to be the bigger person in that moment and not physically retaliate is actually a greater man than it
Right.
is
Yeah.
to retaliate off your emotion.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
so
I
Well-
agree.
that's where you tip your hat to Chris Rock. But that's
Yeah.
the narrative he can tell his kids. So
Yeah.
even though he looks like
Right.
he might look like a pussy, like from face value,
Yeah.
the truth is he's the bigger man, and that's the narrative
Oh,
that
yes.
gets told. And he has
Oh, yeah.
the most incredible
mean-
story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the most incredible
What up,
outstanding
Trev?
example that exemplifies
Thanks for stopping by, my man.
character.
Dice,
Yeah.
sure, what's going
Like,
on?
nothing is more valuable than the character. Like, you know what I mean? So like,
Right.
there is real proof of that. And
Yeah.
and so even though it's embarrassing for him because he got to deal with that, that's the plus side of it all.
Right. Trevor
So-
knows what I'm talking about, baby. Trevor listens to me, man.
Trevon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he
I
agrees
can't
with
see
me,
the
though.
chat. Is there a reason I can't see the chat?
Oh, yeah, no, you guys, you would have to tune in to the channel. You have to probably go onto the channel and check the live chat.
Yeah.
But only Brown and I could see. But we got a couple of people out there in the chat room. I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by
Yeah.
and checking us out.
Appreciate it.
We are now talking about the controversial issue that happened between Will Smith and Chris Rock, of course. That is the highlight of today's topic. I'm going to go on a little bit further. Maybe you guys at home are on the are tuning in. You could hear a little bit of what Fat Joe is talking about here. My boys on the panel won't be able to hear, but I'll go ahead and relate it to them. Let me go ahead and continue this.
Fat Joe don't know nothing.
Hold on.
Talk to Big Brown. That's me, baby.
Big bro.
So he's talking about how all the people there, all the celebrities are there, big actors, big names, and big stars. You know what I'm saying? So they took it away from them. Will Smith took it away from them. They focused all the attention on Will Smith and the actions that he made. You know what, man? I don't know. I can't say if Chris Rock will turn around and sue him. He has every right to. But maybe if he didn't fight back and he let him go on, maybe he has a bigger heart, bigger man, of course. Maybe he won't sue him. Maybe he won't
I
go
don't think
after
you
him.
will.
Maybe they got some other kind of understanding between each other. Man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they don't. There's not a chance that they don't have a relationship. I mean, I don't know. That it could be a factor in it.
Well,
you know,
I can tell you this right now. Maybe his wife don't like him no more.
Well, she didn't like him from the last few years ago when he had made that joke about her not, boycotting the Oscars. He was like, "How can you boycott them if you're not invited?" Right.
Right.
So
Right.
that's what probably
And she still ain't been invited.
and she still ain't done nothing.
Well,
to
guess who's going to be in that seat with her? Will Smith ain't coming back.
Yeah,
Hey,
she
but
ain't gonna be there.
you can't-
She ain't coming back with her husband.
She'll bring her
You
other
can't be mad
boyfriend.
about that.
Oh, yeah.
She bring her other
Maybe she'll
boyfriend.
bring her son. Maybe she'll bring her son and his boyfriend.
Yeah, you never know. Hey, bringing up the son, which was interesting. Remember when he made that? His son tweeted, "That's how we roll."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my God, don't put that on Twitter." And he put it on
Yes.
Twitter saying, "That's how we roll." I was like, "You
Jaden
dumb
Smith.
son of a gun!" Yeah.
Yeah.
Jaden Smith is about as soft as Twinkie feeling, bro. He is, what are you talking about?
And wait. He's about soft as Twinkie feeling on fire.
Dog,
Oh God, I
man,
saw
what
that
are
and
you
I was like,
talking about? That's how we roll.
"Oh." I'm like, now you know that's how that family
Have you ever heard
rolls.
his son laugh? Have you ever heard of Jordan Smith laugh?
No.
Man, you can't be getting mad about not being invited to the Oscars, bro.
You know what? I'm pretty sure their relationship, he's the bottom.
Yeah,
You
no
know.
kidding, man.
So,
You know?
Yeah.
Sasha in the comments, Sasha says that he pretty much tainted his career, and I
Sure he
agree.
did.
I
Yeah,
agree.
Sasha.
I agree.
Good
I
analysis.
think, and you know what? I'm going to put it out there because I did a little
I disagree.
research on Anne Hathaway and some other stars out there, celebrities that have been blackballed from Hollywood. I wouldn't doubt that he might be blackballed from Hollywood. after this event. I mean,
Nah,
it could
I
happen.
disagree.
It
I
could
disagree.
happen. You could be
I,
blackballed
I
from
think
Hollywood.
I
Listen,
think
listen. There's.
listen.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I disagree. I think Will Smith has got way too much behind him. He's too multi-talented. He's got his hands in way too much stuff. He's too involved, man, and he has too many relationships. At the end of the day, I think he's too connected. They're not gonna. He isn't. Even though what he's done is fucked up, I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough. I think that he's got enough charisma and enough resourcefulness and make it happen kind of attitude, man. And like I said, all the relationships, bro. Ain't no way he'll be around. He'll be around.
Well, you know what really kind of got my more attention was that he sat on the podium and he was crying in tears, and he was going about the emotional distress, how his father was, and breaking out and giving that I don't know if it was almost like that excuse for what he did to Chris Rock. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, but that doesn't give you a right to stand up and freaking slap the dude.
I agree.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody goes through. Everybody goes through something in life. You should have been the higher man, the bigger man, and at least told him, "Hey, that's enough," or did one of these gestures. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And end it right there, or hit him up after the show, and hey, and then they could have went separate ways or whatever. But
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's shift gears a little bit. This is that's interesting, and I'm going to kind of take it off the beaten path. But what's interesting, and this always happens, is it took a war. It literally took a war to end COVID. You know what I mean? The news about COVID. I mean, it was COVID. It was shoved down our mouths. And then all of a sudden, Ukraine is going to get invaded. And I kid you not, the day that they started the invade, I heard nothing else about COVID. Am I wrong?
Right.
Nah, you're not wrong. I'm actually gonna hop off. I'm on the East Coast. It's getting late for me, so I'm gonna hop off. But I will say one thing, because the media is a fucking tricky devil.
Oh,
man.
It is.
The media is a tricky devil, dude, and you're not fucking wrong, dude. And they will fucking whatever they choose to talk about. That's what they exacerbate, and you on the money with that shit. So I'm gonna co-sign you, but. Hey, boys, I appreciate y'all having me.
All right, you guys. Jordan, everybody. Jordan check him out, that Cheesy Gordita Bunch podcast. Him and his buddy. Great guys. His buddy, Nicholas Ortiz, stand-up comic. He was on our show. Go ahead.
Check us out. Our podcast is great. I really appreciate y'all. Hey, this is a great one as well. Please, y'all, keep tuning into what they're doing here. You're connected with some good folks, and check us out as well. Follow me on Instagram, YABOI112, your boy 112. So I appreciate y'all, and I'll hopefully we'll get to link up another time. Y'all boys be good.
All right,
man. Take care. Take care, Jordan. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for your time. Yeah.
All right, Marcus. So Marcus, let me tell you, Mr. Fly. We have the war, like Brown's saying. We've got all kinds of shit going on in this world, and I think I mean, I'm not saying that the COVID is over. I mean, it's not less spoken about either. I mean, because it's still here to stay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's not going nowhere, man. It's I'll tell you what, COVID is like the new flu. It's just all it is, man. You either make the choice to get vaccinated so it eases the blow, or you go with the flow and just whatever happens, happens. That's just the way it is. Right. Like Paul, we got Paul online, Oaxaca. He said COVID is still out there. Haven't you seen the videos of China's grocery stores? They're going crazy due to the next wave of lockdowns. I don't think we got to worry about that, bro. I really don't. I think they said 80% of Americans have been vaccinated. Yes, I think it does change to the next virus or whatever it is, but I think we got a pretty good grasp on it, and if we don't have a good grasp by now, we never will. I don't think we ever will if we don't have a good grasp. So I'm not really worried, but like we said earlier, the media will destroy them. It's like dropping leaflets. If you're willing to drink the Kool-Aid and sit back and understand and not do your basic homework, then you, by all means, you can. But I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
so many things going on in the world, man. I mean, when I was talking to Flip about the show, I said, "What do we want to talk about?" I said, "Dude, take your pick. Take your pick,
Well,
man."
I'm still a little Brown. I'm still a little fucking pumped up with Will Smith and Chris Rock's situation.
I
man.
am too, but you know
I'm pumped
what?
up about it, man. There's not enough. I can't. I mean, I'm listening to the freaking Fat Joe over here his interview, and I'm kind of. He's right, man.
Hey. I don't. You know, Fat Joe's a good rapper. He's a good guy, a hype man.
He's down to. Look, he says himself. Look, really quick, Brown. He says himself.
I've seen the video. I've seen
that
it.
dude
I've seen it.
is a tough mother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's a tough dude.
Yeah. I've
Okay,
seen it.
and he said he acknowledged Chris Rock for standing up there and applaud him for standing up there and taking the hit, because any other man would probably lose their composure. And he said even himself, Fat Joe would have went all off on that dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel bad for Chris Rock. I really do. You guys out there tuned in, you know, on the live chats, hit us up. You know, what do you guys think out there? What's your guys' thoughts on the whole situation? Let us know. We'll try to relate the question. So
well, definitely, inform the situation, guys. I am getting the hand wave from my daughter's gymnastics instructor. That means I've got to go and sit back and watch some flips.
There you go,
brother.
So, but it's been a pleasure being on with you all. Guys, if you get an opportunity, go on to YouTube and you can please check the red carpets of Rise and Shine. Just look under Marcus Fly, FLYE, and you'll see it. Meanwhile, the other new episodes will be airing soon back on the network when I get it all edited. Meantime, in between time, good night.
All right, my man. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah.
All right.
Have a good night. Have a good night.
Hey, and then there was two.
And then there was two, baby.
Right.
You guys,
and
thanks.
Then there was two.
You guys, really, thanks for stopping by and checking out the show. You know, it's a strong topic. You know what I mean? It's out there.
It's not going nowhere
It's
for
not
a
gonna
while.
go.
It's not going to go anywhere for a while, and I think as time goes on, more and more things are going to come out to kind of explain. But there's no rhyme or reason why it should have happened. There's no reason why it should have happened. To me, it's irrelevant. It's idiotic.
I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because she's the puppet master.
That's true. She's the alpha male in that relationship. And now listen, I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves her over this.
Nah, he's not gonna leave her.
I wouldn't be surprised, Flip.
Come on, after all the shit that he's been through with her, he's not gonna leave her, man. Come on.
When someone causes that much, listen, I was married twice. And I was married the second time. When you know things aren't going to get any better, when you know they're not going to get any better, and they're causing more trouble, hey, you got to shut that switch off, baby. Shut it off.
Yo, so
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if his publicist. I wouldn't be surprised if his psychologist, because you know he's going to see a psychologist. I wouldn't be surprised if these guys saying, "Hey, listen."
Did you see what Dystra put up there?
No, what did he put up there? Chris Rock showed class. Showed his ass. Yeah, exactly. Easy, big dog. Right? No kidding, man.
Holy shit, that is funny. Shit.
Right?
Yo, so Paul, that's Gaio, I believe. Gaio, I believe that's you, right, Gaio?
Mm-hmm.
Let us know if that's you, Paul. So, poop, what? Oh, Death Row.
Poop.
Oh, what up? What up, Death Row? It's been a while, man.
Poop shoot.
Yeah,
that's a poop shoot.
That's Carlos, Death Row. Man, we haven't played with them. We haven't gamed with them in a while. But thanks for stopping by, my man. We're talking about the Will Smith issue. Everybody's, it's all over the air, all over social media and stuff like that. And we would like to know you guys' opinion out there, So if you guys want to come on air right now, it's your chance. We hit you up live. Follow us on Instagram. Go on Instagram, Generation Flip Podcast, and give us a shout out. We'll send you a link if you want to jump on air with us at this moment.
Yep.
Yeah, a.k.a. Carlos. Oh, okay, Carlos. Right. Okay. Yeah, I thought one of you guys. So, Gaio's out there. I know I haven't played with him in a while, so my boy Dystro, thanks for stopping by. Sasha's a great gal. She's one of the one of the people I know out in the field, and she was talking about the whole scenario with me as well. And I'm telling you, man, it's a shocking event. It really is. And I want to go on more with this. Let me hear this. You guys, listen to this.
Oh, are you talking about Fat Joe again? Jesus Christ!
You got to listen to what he says, man.
I seen the whole video.
I'm keeping it real with you. Had I been Chris Rock at the Oscars and that happened to me, I wouldn't have swing back either. You got to be a professional. You know where you at. All the money's in the room.
Yo, let me tell you this really quick. He's saying you got to be a professional. You got to be a professional no matter how much. You got to keep your composure, right? So here's the thing, man. The company I work for, they always tell you you got to be a professional. You got to be a professional, you know what I mean? But the guy comes after you, somebody comes after you, you know, wants to beat the shit out of you. What are you going to do? Keep your composure? You're supposed to be a professional. I mean, but you got to do what you got to do sometimes. You got to defend yourself.
You got to carry one of these.
Oh well, we can't carry that stuff in my field, but you guys out there, you know, all my coworkers out there tuned in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the hard working coworkers, you know, for Metro out here. You know what I'm saying? So you know they're putting their lives on the line every day out there driving these operating these buses. So you know, shout out to all my peeps out there. You know who you are. Yeah. So.
All right, shout out to Cabo, baby. My boy Victor at Omega Sports takes care of me every time I go there. That's my man, Omega Sports. Go check him out. Jet skis, massages, drinks, bar. Omega Sports, man. You got to go check him out. He's a cool cat. You know, it was so funny. The last time, about 4 trips ago, I was there. You know who he thought I was?
Who?
Jay Glazer.
Who?
Jay Glazer.
Don't know who that is.
If he's part of the NFL Network. But he thought I was one of the announcers, and he took me in, he gave me his shirt. I'm all, what? He's Jay Glazer. I'm like,
are you serious?
Anyways, pull up Jay Glazer and throw it up and let people know. Let's see what they think.
I don't know who Jay Glazer
Not right now on the show. Oh, well, whatever. It's no big deal.
His name's Jay Glazer.
No, Jay, J-A-Y Glazer.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Is that right?
Holy shit, you do, bro. Yeah, he's a commentator. So yeah, I know who he is. He's a commentator.
So he thought I was Jay Glazer. That was so funny. And ever since then, we became good buddies. And I've, taken photos with him. And I'm like, dude, I'm not Jay Glazer. He goes, dude, you're Jay Glazer. I'm just like laughing my ass off.
Wow.
But every time I go there, man, Victor sets it up. If you want a good massage, you want to ride some jet skis, you go see Victor over at Omega Sports. He'll take care of you guys in Cabo.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right.
Friday, everybody. Hope you're having a great fucking Friday.
So talk to us, guys. You guys are out there in the chat world and Instagram. Hit us up. Let us know what you think about this situation with Will Smith.
Don't forget to subscribe and like.
Yes. Don't forget to share. Guys. Share it. Marigo, I know you're out there, Marigo. Share that. Right. Share us on your Facebook, social media, the works. We definitely appreciate it. But anyways, you guys.
It's a wrap, baby. Let's wrap it.
It sounds like a wrap. So let's call it, baby. Let's go call it. Here we go.
Which way we going, dog?
We're going north, baby. We're going.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Thanks for tuning in to Generation Flip Podcast. I'm Flip, my boy. Big Brown.
Until the next time, we love you, baby.
You guys keep it well out there. Stay safe. Much love. And make sure you stay tuned to our next episode. Keep it live. Later, guys.
Deuces.